And now, welcome to the Wicker Bar. As you can tell, I'm up in the kitchen. I've been threatening to come up in the kitchen for weeks, if not months, and I always have something a little bit more sophisticated and more time-consuming that I'm going to prepare. So this evening, I'm just going to prepare for you just the a basic kind of throwdown dinner that Rael and I would have any night of the week. Usually weekends we do something a little bit more special. This evening, just some simple, not simple, but some grilled chicken, some roasted vegetables. I'll kind of walk you through that. We generally do most of our vegetables roasted in the oven, 425, lower rack of the oven. Perfect. I'm going to do maybe a little teeny salad with some cucumber, tomato, Kalamata olives, and some feta cheese. And then I'm also going to cook up just a little can of garbanzo beans. Is what I'm going to do today, just to kind of round it out. This evening, the cocktail we're doing is called Dona. It is a tequila-based cocktail. Once again, it's out of our out of the book I just put on the chair. Oh, thank you, Rael. This one right here, Drinking Like Ladies, 75 modern cocktails for the world's leading female bartenders. Includes toasts to extraordinary women in history. So we're going to do a cocktail out of this book. This is one that we haven't done because, as you know, as I haven't pointed out in quite some time, you know, we usually only do a cocktail once. There are a few that are favorites of ours that we do a couple of more times, but usually it's just once. So we're going to get going with this one. I've got my recipe right here. They messed us up. I don't know what happened to our public domain radio, but it's like they took it away from us. It's very, very disappointing. Before I start, let me go over to the freezer here and grab some ice. All right, here we go. Okay, we're going to start this off. We're going to go 3 ounces of tequila. Oh, you can't really see me mixing, but you know what's going on. 1, 2, 3. I might have to add a little bit more to this one. We'll see what happens. There's 3 tequila, and then we're going to go one cherry herring. This is what's going to kind of smooth this drink out right here. 1 cherry herring. 1.5 Aperol. Yeah, I'm gonna do one more. I'm gonna do one more measure. Because I do still need to cook dinner here as well. La da da. So don't mind me. I'm like I've already got things taken care of. All right, there we go. And then we have our Angostura bitters, courtesy of Steve and Julie Holitz from the Boneback Comedy of Horrors and Dagon's Deep Deep Den. We're gonna go 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of our delicious Angostura bitters there. Before I have a problem, one of many problems that deal with on a daily basis. All right, we're gonna get into this cocktail. Then I'm gonna get a little bit of my vegetables prepped over here. You know what I'll do? I'll show you what I'm working with over here. Look in there, Rael. Last night we were invited to a dinner with one of our neighbors, and they come from the south of India, and we were prepared some authentic Indian food. Absolutely delicious. Very pleasant evening that we had with some adults that we've never had an evening with. Ooh, that's a strong one. Mm-hmm. Okay, anyway, so I'm gonna cook up. I've got some butternut squash, and I have some Brussels sprouts. I'm gonna toss these together in my bowl with a little olive oil, salt and pepper, and some harissa or harissa. This one right here in the jar is a little bit spicier. This is just kind of like the generic one. This DEA brand, fairly generic rail. We encountered this the first time while we were in London, England a few years ago. We bought some at a Lebanese store over there, and we brought it back. So this one's just kind of like the generic. This one's a little bit spicier, a lot more flavor in this one. This is the one that I'm going to use. And then I have this head of cauliflower. All I'm going to do with this, I'm going to cut it into quarters. A little olive oil, salt and pepper. I'm going to put it on the sheet pan. And just because we had it, we've got this half a head of cabbage. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to bake that off as well. Garbanzo beans, a little shallot, some garlic that I have right here, and then I'm gonna throw some tomatoes in there. It's gonna be delicious. It's a nice little side dish. It costs you about $1.25. I've got the chicken is in the refrigerator doing chicken thighs tonight. I've already salted them, and we're gonna season the chicken thighs with a little zaatar. And this is kind of like a Middle Eastern type of a spice blend. Not sure exactly what all it has in it. I think some oregano, some sesame seeds, I think some sumac, probably a couple other things that are in there. All right, so then once again, salad, Kalamata olives, feta cheese. I think we got a little bit of cucumber that might not be totally lit. So just hang tight. I'm going to get these vegetables prepped and we're going to get to be making dinner. All right, here we go. So here's my bowl with my butternut squash. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. My Brussels sprouts, I know some people are still freaked out or they still have a little bit of PTSD from having Brussels sprouts when they were younger, but they have definitely genetically altered the Brussels sprout over the past few years, and it's not as funky. But I got a little bit of olive oil up in here. And anyway, I think the older you get, the more you have a taste for vegetables. A little salt. And then a little harissa, or harissa, I'm not really exactly certain. Yeah, I like this one a little bit better. I like to keep a little box of vinyl or latex gloves in the kitchen here so I can mix all this up and not have to wash my hands a bunch after that. Oh. Okay, there we go. That is that. Not very exciting. Let's get spread those on my sheet pan. Look at that. There you go. And, most of the stuff, it's all going to cook at about the same rate. So some of it, like the cabbage will be done a little bit earlier, but no big deal. Cauliflower, gourd. And I like to leave the core there when I am baking it, because the core is going to get nice and soft and kind of helps keep it together. That's a little bit big, so it's not all falling apart. Like that one right there. Curses. There we go. Cabbage. I'm just going to cut this cabbage in half. And once again, I'm going to leave the core because it's going to help keep it together when it gets all juicy in the oven. All right. There we go with that. Put that over here. A little olive oil. And the chicken I'm going to be doing inside on the grill pan. And I'll show you this raggedy grill pan. We thought we were making the right decision a few years ago, and we did buy a Le Crusted grill pan. Very, very expensive, and most definitely not worth the money that we spent on it, because all the baked on, the red color is all gone, and it just looks like a mess. We just should have bought there's a less expensive brand called Forge. Anyway, you live and learn. Here we go. Now these vegetables, they're going to probably take 20 or 25 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead. I've got three sides to this, the cabbage and the cauliflower. I'm gonna do it about 7 minutes, 6 minutes aside, and I'm gonna give it a little flip. 425, bottom rack of the oven. That's what works good for us. If you do some roasted vegetables, you'll find out what works for you. So just hang tight, and I'm going to get on these garbanzo beans. Really simple preparation as well. All right, so here I've got my can of garbanzo or chickpeas, whatever you want to call them. I didn't drain them. You can. Oh. Rock and roll. You can drain them if you like to, but I'm just not going to. And actually, these days there is a deal where some people are using the juice from a can of garbanzos as like an egg substitute. I've mentioned that a few videos ago. We haven't tried it yet, but we will. So I've got my pan. Got 3 cloves of garlic and just 1 little shallot, just because that's what we had. I did look to see if we had a red pepper in the fridge, but we do not. So I'm just going to cook up this, right? Nobody's here to check my knife cuts. We're rustic. I'm going to let the shallot and the garlic get a little soft, and then I'm going to add a little of this harissa, and a little tomato paste. Depending on what you're doing with tomato paste, it's always a good idea to just kind of let it cook down a little bit. It kind of removes some of the raw tomato flavor from the tomato paste. And we'll see how dry these are. I might end up throwing a little bit of chicken stock in here as well, but we'll see what's going on. And I also am going to throw in, just for grins, a couple of these tomatoes. I'll pick the ones that are kind of starting to go, that aren't going to be very pretty in a salad. Let's get a little salt in here. A little pepper. There we go. Right, a little bit of tomato paste. I don't know, a couple of squiggles. We get it in the tube, just because you can use however much you want. Obviously, it's a lot less expensive to get it in the little tin, but in the tin, you're kind of consigned to using the little can. I'm sure there's a technique out there. Another little squirt of our harissa. I'm sure there's a little technique out there where you can make that can of tomato paste not go bad, but I haven't found it yet. Maybe that'll be my project on the computer tomorrow. A little research. All right. A couple of tomatoes in there. You know, it's nothing fancy. Nothing fancy at all. Just a can of garbanzos. I think that's about good. Well, and when these are done, I'll probably finish them off. I have a little parsley here, and probably a little lemon juice as well. All right, well, there we go for right now. Everything is going to take a little while to cook, but we will be back. As you can tell, we're still here. One cocktail in. We'll be back. We're going to finish this dinner up. All right, here we go. Vegetables are just about done. I have the grill pan heating up. The garbanzos are there. There's the chicken, chicken thighs. I know we've been trying to do breasts lately, but the price of the chicken breasts that we like to use to cook like this is kind of getting a little cost prohibitive. So we did have some chicken thighs in the freezer. So these have already been salt and peppered. And the salt, I'd like to salt them early, kind of makes them a little bit more tender and a little bit more flavorful. So salt and peppered on both sides. Just going to add a little teeny bit of olive oil here. And here is our zaatar, and I'm only going to do this on one side. And I'm going to do these for 7 minutes aside. There we go with that. Fortunately, Rael can't follow me, but here I go over to the grill. Ooh, at the far end of the kitchen. there we go. Chicken thighs are on. No, I'm only doing the seasoning on the one side.
Are you cooking it seasoning side up or down?
Oh, seasoning side down. It's going to get a little crust on there. Sorry, I thought that would have been just something you all would have known. Okay, we're going to be back. I don't know, we'll be back. I'm going to pull those vegetables out. I'm going to pull that chicken out. I'm going to put it on this little cutting board here. I'm going to let it rest, and then I'm going to slice it up. I've got my parsley here that I'm going to add to the garbanzos. I made a little salad there with a little romaine lettuce, tomato, cucumber, Kalamata olives. I'm going to sprinkle some of this feta on there, and then we're going to dress it. We like to, during the week, a very simple dressing of roasted garlic flavored rice wine vinegar. It's delicious. We'll be back. All right, here we go. Our chicken is done. It has a nice little crust on there from the zaatar. The garbanzos are done. I didn't want to. I've got one lemon up here. I didn't want to crack it. I was too lazy to go in the basement. Actually, I did go down for a bong hit. I should have grabbed the lemon juice. I'm just going to put a little bit of red wine vinegar here on these garbanzos. There we go. Just a wee bit, just to kind of brighten them up. I did put the parsley in there. Okay. There we go. Roasted vegetables. Nothing could be cleaner. This is clean food. Right here. I'm going to go ahead and get this going. It always looks like more. You know what? If we put food on our plate that we don't want to eat, we just save it for tomorrow. Look at that. It seems like a lot, and this is I've heard this term used a lot lately. Vegan. This is a vegan or a vegetarian meal here.
Except for the chicken.
Except for the chicken. Well, okay, right here, this is a vegan or vegetarian meal right there. Except then I'm going to put some chicken on there, and then now we're dirty murderers. Look at that. That looks like a mammoth. That looks like a mammoth feast. So there we are. That is dinner for Blaine and Rael this evening. Actually, that's Rael's plate. I'm going to make mine next. And then she's going to dress up the salad. I want to thank you very much for joining me, Lord Sippy Blaine, the Duke of the goddamn motherfucking Delridge. I'm up here in the kitchen. We made a cocktail. We made dinner. It is today. You'll know what day it is. Anyway, peace out from the Wicker Bar. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share this channel with your friends. My next mark that I'm going for, 500 subscribers. 500 subscribers. I think we're at 424 subscribers. This video right here, number 324. 324 videos we've been doing here for the past couple of years. All right, peace out from the Wicker Bar.